Hello everyone. Today I'm making this video for first of all for it's just in response to a message that was sent to me yesterday. A guy by the name of Stephen from Georgia, that is Georgia in the United States. He asked me how to. He said he was trying to learn Persian, Farsi, and he asked me how should he go about learning the scripts and whatnot. Um, First of all, yes, I want to tell you that you have this book here, Teach Yourself Persian. This is the book I use to learn Persian, okay? And when I took Persian at school, when I took those two classes, I used this book here. This book is pretty good. It's pretty good, but I like Teach Yourself. Teach Yourself is always good, always my favorite. But this book is good too. This book is Modern Persian Elementary Level by Gernot Windfer and Hassan Tehranisa. Okay, so this is a pretty good book to have. Now I'm limited on Persian resources. I don't have that many Persian resources. Um, but what I will recommend you to get, you should always have you a, like for example, you should make sure you get a Persian to English dictionary and English to Persian dictionary. You must have both for any language you study. It's always recommended. At least I would recommend having both. You want to make sure you get a grammar book. That's something I don't have. I don't have a grammar book. I don't have a Persian grammar book. Okay, I don't have a grammar a Persian, but you should get one. Make sure you get one of those. Like I said, Teach Yourself. You did good by getting that. Okay. What else? Of course, you want to make sure you find you some places where you can practice Persian in your process of learning. Now, as far as the script is concerned, your question about script. First of all, you mentioned a script called Nastaliq script, which is it's kind of like a what is it? It's like a calligraphy type writing they use in Persian, and they also use it for writing Urdu. Now I haven't learned it for Persian, but since I was learning Urdu, I learned how to read and write the Nastaliq um, writing system from learning Urdu, because you have to learn it. If you learn Urdu, you have to learn it, because all of the material they use Urdu is all written in that type script. So I know you're not learning Urdu. I just wanted to show you how I learned that script. Okay, I have this book here. I'll just open it up and show you some examples. As you can see, that's Nastaliq. Okay, so that's the script they use in Urdu. Now they use it in Persian as well, but I think it's more of calligraphy type writing for Persian. And they also use it for what else they use it for? So calligraphy, and they use it for, I think, if I'm not mistaken, I think they use it for Ottoman Turkish. They use it for Turkish a long time ago. But yeah, this is the book I have. Actually, I got this book after I got the Urdu Teach Yourself. Okay, it's the Urdu Teach Yourself book, and again, they have it written in that Nastaliq type writing. Now, when I first learned about this type writing, I was kind of overwhelmed because how sloppy it is and hard to read. But after studying it, after practicing it for so long, you start to get used to it. You have to practice a lot. Okay. So, um, so how do I go about learning scripts for these different languages? Well, first of all, you want to make sure you have a book or whatever some type of source where you can learn the alphabet. Okay, and after you get familiar with all the letters, you probably won't be able to put. It probably is going to take some time to put them together. So what I would recommend you to do, this is what I do. This is what I do. I'll take like let's say from Teach Yourself. Let's take this dialogue for example here. Okay, this dialogue 2. Okay, what I would do, I will rewrite this dialogue. I will rewrite it 2 times, the whole dialogue. I will rewrite it twice. And yeah, I would rewrite it twice. And they have the English. They have the English letter. They literally translated. So I would do that. Okay. Now, that's normally what I do. I rewrite the dialogue slowly, read over what I wrote, and make sure I understand it. Make sure I'm writing the words clearly and whatnot. And then you'll find yourself, if you do that for, I'll say, do it for a whole week. Okay, you take 2 dialogues, or maybe go all the way up to chapter 3 or 4 and rewrite the dialogue over and over and over and over. I'll say at least twice. At least twice. Twice is good enough. Write the dialogue over, and then you should be able to recognize all the letters. Now that it works for me. I know it sounds like a lot of work, but that's what you have to do in order to be able to read it, be able to read the language. So I will recommend that. Make sure you write the dialogue over and over again until you get used to reading it. It will help you. So I would say like a week. It shouldn't take you that. It shouldn't take you longer than a week to be able to acquire the reading. Okay. So that's what I've done when reading, and that's with all the languages I study. All the languages that have scripts, I do the same thing. I find a book like Teach Yourself, and first of all I go over the alphabet, of course. Okay, I go over the alphabet and I go over the alphabet to learn how to enunciate those words, and then I go to the dialogue and I write the dialogue over and over and over until I'm able to until I have mastered all the letters. Okay, so that's what you could do. Now, what else? That's the writing. And another thing you might want to do, like I said, find a place, a chat room where you can practice Urdu, or practice Persian. Okay, you want to find a place where you can practice. Download the keyboard. Okay, you want to download the keyboard, and then you want to learn how to type in that language also. Now I know it could be quite difficult, but if you practice every day, it shouldn't take you no longer than, I'll say, it took me a week and a half to learn how to type in. It usually takes me about a week and a half to learn how to type in a different foreign language, depending on the language. Now Hindi and Thai, it took me a little longer because they had more letters. It was a bit more complicated. It took me about 3 weeks, but it shouldn't take you no longer than a week and a half to learn how to type in the language. Now the point of doing that is it will help you with your reading as well. It will help you with your reading. So I would definitely recommend that. Okay. And another thing, let's see, what else we have here? Yeah, so when you download, when you go about typing in the language Persian, you might have to download a key map to look off of while you're typing until you get used to it. So it just all depends on how much you practice. Okay, it all depends on how much you practice. You practice for a whole week, you know, I'll say at least an hour. Just, you can either go to Word and type in some stuff. You know, you can even take a copy dialogue by typing. You should be able to acquire it in a short period of time. So yeah, that's what you might want to do. Okay. So what else? I'm already at 9 minutes. Okay, what else? I hope I'm not missing anything. So that's basically it. That's what you want to do. I'm sorry I don't have any grammar books for Persian right now, but you definitely want to make sure you get a Persian to English dictionary and an English to Persian dictionary. Okay. And I've told you what you could do as far as the script is concerned. Just yeah, just do that and you should be successful. Okay. I can't think of anything else right now, but if you have any questions, just send me an email. Stefan, I think that's your name, Stefan, or anyone who's interested in this methodology of the scripts. If you have any more questions, just send me a message and I'll reply as soon as possible. Thanks for viewing the video. I'm out of time.